Grown up Christian and having been Christian for almost my entire life, the gaslighting from Christians when I talk about the Bible is something that I swear needs to be studied. I cannot believe that I dedicated my entire life to this religion, read the same book that you did multiple times, understand the culture of Christianity very well. Though I did grow up in my own denomination, I did look for a different denomination to join after I left. And my experience was I was running into the same pattern and social conditioning as I had experienced within Jehovah's Witnesses. It wasn't completely the same, but the foundation was identical. So when I say that I understand Christianity, I have lived experience of understanding Christianity. I can say something so simple, and Christians will fight me on it. I can say Eve was blamed for humans being sinful because she partook of the fruit first. And that story has subliminal messages for Christian women, what it means for their worth, their role, and how they fit into why we're here and why the world is the way that it is. And Christians will tell me, no, Eve wasn't blamed. It was both her and Adam's fault. Eve wasn't treated any differently than Adam, when that is simply not true.
This lady believes Christianity is abusive and not loving. And she has a couple points that I want to address. The first is Adam and Eve. And she completely misses the point of that section. The point of that isn't to blame women. In fact, it's the opposite, right? The man is addressed first. And the condemnation is on Adam for not leading appropriately and for allowing his bride to go astray. And that ties into the parallel with Jesus and how Jesus won't do that. And so to use that verse to demean women or to oppress women is crazy. And if that is what her church leaders were doing, it's no wonder she is so calloused to Christianity. And that comes into the second point, which is this is why these Christian light denominations are so problematic. They take elements of the faith and they mix it with a bunch of garbage and nonsense. And so it turns people off from the authentic gospel truth. These people are like the path in the parable of the four soils, where their hearts are very hard because they've been stomped down by religious people. And so when they hear the gospel, they associate it with all of the negativity that they have faced. And that's not good. And this comes into the fourth point, which is we can't save people. Right? It's only up to God. Our job is to just evangelize, to preach the gospel, to encourage people, but ultimately to pray for them as well. But ultimately, God does all the work. Right? We can't, someone who's very hard-hearted like this, me reasoning with them isn't going to change their heart. It has to be God. It has to be the work of Christ. And that's ultimately what's going to save them. So we can pray for them. We can instruct them with biblical truth and with biblical doctrine. But ultimately, what's going to change that person isn't good argumentation. It's going to be a radical encounter with the true, authentic Jesus. And that only comes from God, not from us. So we can pray for them. We can help them in any way that we can. But ultimately, it is God who saves them, not us.